What's up everybody, it's your girl Nia the Video Gamer, and this is going to be an impressions video about the Splatoon Global Testfire. So first of all, let's go ahead and talk about some things that I really enjoyed about the game. So I played the Global Testfire 2 out of the 3 times when it was available. I played it first on Friday night, which was 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. I couldn't play it again that morning because I had to go to work, but I had a chance to play it the second time, or the final time, at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I had 2 chances to get to play this thing, and overall, Turf War is really fun. But first, let's go ahead and talk about what I enjoyed. So, first of all, this game is buttery smooth. There was no lag, there weren't any disconnections mid-game. It just runs perfectly. I didn't really notice any frame rate drops, if there were any at all. This game is really good, really good as far as the way that it runs. The controls themselves feel great. I love how you traverse the area when you're swimming in the ink, and the way that you control your character in general. Whenever you start up the game, you are met with gyroscopic controls, which are the default, but you can take them off. So when I tried the gyroscopic controls, I felt that they were a little too much for what it was that I was doing, which my classes were the splatter shot and the splat roller. But if you were like a splat charger or the sniper class, I think that the gyroscopic controls would be a little bit more beneficial for you to assist you with your aiming. To me, for what I was doing, I felt that the gyroscopic controls were more of a barrier, or I felt like I was playing tug of war with myself, so I decided to go ahead and turn them off. I love the attention to detail in this game. I think that the environments and the stages are very well made, and because of the way that the stages are made, they do give you some type of sense of strategy, as well as the way that you use your weapons and things like that, but I'll talk about that in a bit. And I love that the music kind of distorts when you're swimming, so it actually sounds like you are under some type of liquid substance. And the way that the paint sounds, or the ink sounds when you're swimming, it actually responds and reacts the way that you would expect ink to react in real life. So that was pretty dope. I love the art style and the fashion choices in Splatoon. That was one of the main selling points for me when they first announced it at E3 last year. The Inklings are so fashionable. Like, I can't wait to get a hold of the full game and customize my Inkling and make him or her look the way that I would want them to look. For the most part, the balancing of the weapons are pretty good, but there are some tweakings that I would prefer whenever the full game does arrive. For example, I think that the splat charger should be a little bit more longer range than it is currently. I feel that the sub weapon, the killer whale, should be a little bit more useful. It kind of feels like it's more of a distraction than it is more of a defensive weapon. It should probably help you a little bit more with claiming your turf, but I think that it's only used currently to kind of stop your enemy in their tracks. So maybe it's doing what it's supposed to do, and I'm just not comprehending the reason for the killer whale. Another thing that I noticed is that the bubble shields in the game last really long. I remember a time when I was trying to advance towards claiming some more turf, and there was an enemy trying to stop me in my tracks, and they turned on the bubble shield, and I felt that that shield took forever to turn off. In the end, they ended up getting me and claiming my turf and splatting me in the process. So maybe I'm just salty, or maybe the bubble shield is probably a little bit more overpowered than it should be. Overall, with Splatoon, I feel that Turf War is very fun, because remember, we haven't had a chance to try out ranked battles yet. So the Global Testfire was specifically for Turf War. But although Turf War is fun, it leaves something to be desired, at least for me. Turf War doesn't seem like the kind of game that I could play day in and day out. It just seems like more of a casual experience with some strategic elements that I could play just for fun with randoms while I'm waiting for my friends to hop online, or just for light play whenever I'm just chilling and I'm kind of in my zone. I'm not sure if I feel this way about Turf War because of the lack of communication and being able to harmonize with my team, or if because I'm longing for more of a satisfying of my itch, if you will, when the ranked battle modes arrive later down the line. Speaking of communication, There was so many times in the game where I felt frustrated that I could not assist my allies, or if they could not assist me because I was not able to properly communicate to them that I was in a tough spot, or if they were in potential danger. That was a very frustrating time for me, and it enlightened me on just how bad that game would benefit from some type of voice chat or communication, like a ping or something. Another thing that I noticed when playing the game is that matchmaking could be very frustrating if you're having a hard time finding a room full of 8 people. There was a time when I was in a lobby for about 12 minutes with me and one other person waiting for 6 people, and because there is no option to back out of lobbies, I had to hard reset my console just to back out and come back in and try again. That is a huge problem, and hopefully it's not that way in the full game. Another thing that I hope comes down the line, or is there whenever the game releases, is that there will be more controller options. One of the things that I like about Nintendo games in general is that there's usually different options for control. You can either use the gamepad or the Wiimote nunchuck or the Wii U Pro controller, depending on what game you're playing. And while I enjoy the gamepad, because I have opted out of gyro controls, I would prefer to use the Wii U Pro controller because it just fits better in my hands than the gamepad. Overall, I felt that the Splatoon Global Testfire was a success. I felt that the game ran perfectly. People were able to get in and out of games, and it was a very good indication of what the online could be like, considering that it was a stress test. Now, stress tests are supposed to be a situation where the servers are flooded with a ton of people, millions and millions of people, assuming that many people even played the Global Testfire. And so if that is any indication of how the game will react when the servers are stressed under harsh conditions, that is a very good first impressions. And when the game comes out, obviously there's going to be different times when people are going to be playing, so that means that the game is going to run smoothly in ordinary circumstances. As far as whether or not you should get this game on May 29th, or if you should wait when more of the modes start to roll in August, it's really up to you and what kind of game that you want from Splatoon. Now, if you're one of those kind of people that just wants a casual play experience where you can just jump in and out with randoms, have a little bit of strategy, but just kind of have a game to kind of chill and play whenever you're in a really relaxed mode, then Turf War is definitely for you, and you should probably pick it up close to release or on release. Now, if you're somebody like me that wants a little bit of a meatier experience, where you want the strategy and want the claim your turf mode as well, you might be more inclined to wait until about August, when more of the meat and potatoes comes for the online modes. In August, that's where we'll see things like custom games, party lobbies, and where you can do ranked battle modes with your friends. And you can even squad up with your friends so you can keep your same teams instead of being randomly matched like you will be upon release. So overall, as for me on a personal level, I don't know if I'm gonna get the game on release or if I'm gonna wait closer to August, but I know for sure that the game that I want from Splatoon is coming in August. But you never know, I might get it on release, I might get it on launch day, just so I can have a chance to rank up, get more of a feel of the game, and to play it with my friends, even if we won't be able to squad up on May 29th. So tell me how you feel about the Splatoon Global Testfire. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did it make you more inclined to get it day one? Did it make you more inclined to wait a little bit until around August? Tell me how you feel in the comments below, and I'll talk to you at a later date. Peace. If you're interested in playing games and chatting with other gamers, come join my Raidcall. The membership ID is 108-08013. Follow the link for instructions. First of all, I woke up to the fact that Universal Studios and Nintendo are going to be partnering up to bring Nintendo-themed attractions to their amusement parks. Like, that is huge.